Welcome again to Asprime Software Limited. Asprime is just the only Kenyan software development company in Kenya, and we are based in Nairobi, located in Lower Kabete Road, Spring Valley Business Park, and that is where we are at the Block A first floor. So if you like to visit us, please, you can visit us there, and you can also call the numbers that are appearing on your screen right now, so that for more information, and one of our agents also will be able to take care of you. So I want to take you through this accounting module. There is a sub module within this accounting module that is called manufacturing. Now, manufacturing is a module that is used by so many manufacturers, and especially if you are doing any manufacturing in your company, then this is the module that you are supposed to use. It is just a sub module within the accounting system module of the ERP system, so it covers everything and anything that you can think of in terms of manufacturing. So this is a software that can be used both in bakeries, it can also be used in butcheries, it can be used in restaurants and any other factories that manufactures anything. This is the mechanism of a software that they can use. Now what happens here, that within this manufacturing, it monitors your stocks and also it monitors your production. At the same time also it links your stock and your production. It links your stocks and production, and then at the end of it all, it gives you the final turnover of each and every product that you produce. So first of all, what it requires of you, there is what we call an item sets. So within this item sets, this is where you set all the raw materials that are required. Now I will take an example of a bakery, okay, of a bakery. And in a bakery, if somebody wants to maybe produce a bread, let's say 400 grams bread, so there are some of the raw materials that you're going to use, and these are the raw materials that you're going to use. Let me just say, like now, if you want to set those raw materials, you just simply click new, and then you start inserting those raw materials here. So finally, you will get something like this. Let me just edit here. So you will get something like this. So you can see here raw materials, and these are the raw materials that you are required to have. That is, now for you to produce bread, this is what you'll be required to have. And then finally you will get the total cost of the raw materials. This is the total cost of the raw materials. Now these raw materials are producing the finished product or the final product, and this final product is just this one. And the total cost of the final product, you can see it is this one. So the total cost of the raw materials, sorry for that. So the total cost of the raw materials and the total cost of the final product, they are supposed actually to balance. So once you've created this, then what you do, you save it, and after you've saved it, then it will appear somewhere like here. Okay, so this one, it will show you this is actually the product, and this is actually the materials that you're going to use. So in details here, you can check this is what is happening. You can check is like a recipe. Okay, raw materials are like a recipes, and then the one we speak of table assignments are the people who are going actually to do the work as at that time. Okay, now there are different table assignments or shifts, okay, of people that are going to do this production and all that. So you can add as many shifts as you want here. Their supervisor, each and every shift has a supervisor, so it will depend on how you want to name them. But for my case, I've named them according to the names of the supervisor. That is supervisor 1 and supervisor 2. You can select, or you can give it a name. If it is group A, group B, whichever, you can also give it a name like that. So each production has a shift, and each production has the people who are doing this production. So that is where you can be able to save. So once you've set the raw materials, which are these ones, and these raw materials, if you want to print them, there are some companies which will allow you to print, so you can simply just click here and print it. Okay, and there are some companies which they will want actually to be very cautious with their raw materials, so they will not want their raw materials to be known. So what they will do, they will not actually give you rights to print. So all this, it will be just pale. Okay, it will just be pale, inactive, deactivated, in a way that you are not able to delete, edit, or even print anything. So for the sake of protection for the sake of their protection, or protection of their intellectual mechanism. So once you've set the raw materials, there is also one thing here that you can do before even we do a production. Now there are other scenarios whereby let me just edit this. So there are other scenarios whereby you'll find in a production or in a manufacturing, you'll find that one main single thing, which is a single raw material, is used to produce one product. Okay, one single material is used to produce one product. Now this is, for example, those guys who are producing mattresses. They are in levels. Okay, first of all, you will have chemicals. Those chemicals will produce one single foam, a huge foam, and then out of that huge foam, majorly they measure them in kilograms or whichever measurement. That huge foam is now sliced to produce also one. It can be one main product. So for here, I've just put, like, for example, if it is a bread. Okay, this bread here, because it is part of your stock, at times there are some breads that may not actually turn out to be very well for them to be sold. So what happens? They are converted into breadcrumbs. So you'll find one single bread can be produced, can be converted to produce a few breadcrumbs. So when you are doing production, you are able to define how many breads did you use to produce which grams or kilograms of breadcrumbs. But now for setting raw materials, you will only require that smallest unit of an item, of a raw material, to produce the smallest unit of the final product. So that is why this is how you set it here. Okay, this is now what we call the dissection, because the dissection simply means one raw material produces one product. Like just one bread produces a product of a kilogram of or maybe even a gram of breadcrumbs. So that is what it normally does happens. So that is another section. Now the other thing within the manufacturing, there are some of the products also you may be required to do what we call a breakdown. We call it a bulk breaking. So for example, if you want to produce bread of 400 grams bread, and there are so many raw materials, and then you'll end up finding that materials like sugar, cooking fat, salt, unga, or flour, some of them are supplied by your suppliers. They are supplied in bulky nature. Like you'll find, like, sugar can come in terms of it is 50 kg, that one big bag, or even fats can come in different, maybe kgs, salt likewise, and also unga likewise. So what happens is, when you are producing these things, okay, you need actually to be able to break them into grammage, into the smallest unit, so that you can have the finest smaller unit that is needed to produce one piece of bread. So what happens here is that you may not need a whole 50 kg to produce maybe certain bread. So this 50 kg, you may need to convert it into 2 kgs or 1 kg or 50 or even 500 grams. There is that what we call the bulk breaking. So before you do the bulk breaking or breaking of those stocks, what you do is that you put every item that is relative to that into what we call in a fraternity manager here. So you can classify them here. You just say sugar, and then you put all the necessary codes that are related to sugar. And what you do is simply just say new, and then you search here those items. Okay, if it is sugar, you can search those items here, you see. And then once you say accept, then you say add. So once you say add, it goes here. So it will be under sugar. Okay, you can add them there. Likewise, also if it is cooking fat, the same way, you select cooking fat here, and then you select here, and then you search the item here. So let's say we can say seems like I don't have a code for cooking fat, but whichever, let me put like anything like here. So you'll find that it will, if it appears there, it will appear there, and then when you add, it will come there and you add, and then likewise also all the items that are salts, all the items that are unga, like now you see unga has everything that is unga. So once you have in different kgs, in different units, then that is when now when you want to do a transfer of those products, you come here at the bulk breaking here. So you just click bulk break, and then you say new. Then from here you are able to define which source are you picking and what are the available targets. Now if you want to convert, let's say sugar, okay, if you want to convert sugar, that is now the 50 kg sugar, okay, you want to convert 50 kg sugar, and then you want to say how many bags are there. It could be maybe one, or you can put even several bags, okay. How in which unit do you want to transfer them? So if it is 2 kg units you want to transfer, you select 2 kg units. So here you can see that one bag which is 50 kg, okay, one bag which is 50 kg, I think I've said this thing wrongly, it is supposed to give you because 2 kg, yes, with 2 kg is supposed to give you about 10, okay, 10 quantity is about 10 pieces, okay. But now this one, you see, I've still put it in bundles. I'm supposed to convert it into pieces so that it can be 2 kg pieces, not bundle, okay. So that is how it does the conversion. So it converts for you that. Let me just go back here and convert it for you so that you can see. Let me just correct here. So you see this one goes all the way from where we started putting data. So if somebody places data wrongly, it will affect the rest. So you can see here it is 1 bag by 50 kg by 5, says 50,000 grams. 1 bag by 50 kg by 50,000 grams. Okay. Okay, so that is fine. So let me see the sugar, the 2 kg one. So sugar, you can see 1 bundle by 12 pieces. So this 1 bag is not supposed to be bundle, it's supposed to be bag. So I will say 1 bag by 12 pieces. Say 1 bag by 12 pieces by, that is 1 bag which is 50 kg, one bag which is 50 kg, okay, 50 kg by 12 1 bag by 50 kg, that is by how many pieces of the 50 kg? That is about pieces, that is about 10. Isn't it 10? Let me just indicate that 10 pieces, okay, by 10 pieces, because a kg has this one, a piece has 2 kg, so 2 kg times 50, that is 200, isn't it? 2 kg times 50, which is 200. So this one will be 200 pieces. So this one will be 200 pieces. Okay, so I'll update this. So I'll update that. That is no. So okay, I will come here and say again sugar. No. This is, I will say here sugar. This is 50 kg. So 1 bag by 50 kg by 5,000 grams. Kg by bag by 50 kg by, that is 200 pieces. Then I will say by 50,000 grams. Okay, so yeah, so if I've done that, then when I come to bulk breaking here, that is manufacturing, then I do bulk breaking here. I will say new, select 50 kg sugar, then I'll say 50 kg there, then I'll say 1 bag. Oh, I have no stock. Let's transfer, add existing stock. No wonder I don't have stock, that's why. So if I do transfer, if I had stock has been transferred successfully, but the following error occurred when updating the cost of the target item. Procedure or function. Oh, that one is just a filing system. So what happens is that it will be able to convert these 50 bags into this 2 kg smaller pieces. So that is why the source is 50 kg sugar, and then the available target, it depends which target you want. You can even convert them to 500 grams or even to 1 kg or 2 kg, but as at now I only have this 2 kg here. So you'll find that it will convert for you, including the number of pieces that you are going to get. But now here it's supposed to show me the pieces, not bags. It's supposed to show me pieces. Okay, so once you do a transfer, then the stock, when you go check the stock, you will see the number of stock of this 2 kg product will be increased by what we've actually broken from the 50 kg bag. Okay, so that is how you break the larger quantity of amounts into smaller quantities, so that they can be used in producing some items within the system, within your premise. And then there are these factory tables here. Factory tables, this one, as I had discussed, these are just the shifts. You can name them in terms of groups, in terms of, like now here I've just put them in terms of supervisors. But if you are in your company, you'll have your own way of naming them, so that you are able to identify a specific group that was actually involved in certain productions, or so that you are able actually to tie their piece rate in what the number of products they've produced. Okay, so within this you can even assign staff here. You can assign staffs of different groups. You can say I'm adding him. Okay, I'm adding him. You can search his name here, so you can see he's the one. So if you add him, even his picture comes, and then you can add them in that. You can say add. Okay, let me say okay. So you can see they are already added in this supervisor one. So if in supervisor one you want to see who are the people there, you can see their names there. So these names are actually picked from the HR data. That is, if you are using the module, the HR module, you are able actually to the system is able to pick all those modules, all the data from there, and then brings it to all the way to the accounting. So this is a system that is arranged in a way that each and every module, they work together, they complement each other. So whichever way you are able to use this. So if I can add this again, can add see, can add this stuff, and you can see also it picks even their image, so that you're not going to have ghost workers here. It picks even their images and all that stuff. So that is how you add these people in their piece rate, so that when you will want to see who was in which group, or which supervisor was actually with which people, then you are able to find the people that were with this supervisor. Okay, you're able to find. You just simply say if it is supervisor 1, you click, and then you look at the assigned staff here. These are the assigned staff of supervisor 1. Okay, and then you are able to also to check the assigned staff of supervisor 2, just like that. You are also able to print this report if you want to print. So that is how you assign. Now the reason as why you assign these people to this production, because there are some companies which pay their employees in terms of piece rate, that is in terms of the number of breads they've produced, so they are paid in terms of their production. So that is why it is important to attach each and every group with the supervisor that is there. So now finally here, this is where now you do the production. The production you can define it's from which branch, or even if it is HQ, you select HQ there, and then you select what production was produced. You select that. If it is bread super loaf 400 grams, you can put it there, and then you say new. So once you've said new, you define here finished product. Which one is the finished product? The quantity. You can say quantity after counting what was produced. You come and post it here. You say maybe 120 breads were produced. That is the cases per case. So you come here and then you say the document reference number. Now if it is for supermarkets, the baker will always produce goods, bread, and then write a credit note to the supermarket. So that credit note number is what you indicate here, and then after you've indicated here, you just write a few details here: supplied to the supermarket. Okay, so that we can know where this item was taken, and then you say next. Then from there you can add any other thing, byproducts or optional, if there were any other byproducts that were produced. Like for example, you can say the byproduct that was produced, maybe it is breadcrumb. Okay, you can say breadcrumbs, not crumbs. How many quantity was about 20 packets. And then you say okay, because remember you have to give accountability of each and everything that you produce, because anything that you produce, it touches your stock. It touches your stock. So if a bread was burnt and you decided to change it into a breadcrumb, it is supposed to be indicated that was the byproduct that was produced. It's a breadcrumb, because breadcrumbs also people come and buy. Most hotels will come and buy breadcrumbs and go make kebabs with it. So those ones also you have to indicate there, and then you simply say next, and then you say next. You can just save the transaction. So that is how you can even print. It will require you to print, but since now I don't have a printer here, I will not print. So this is how the production is done. So the moment you've done this production, you can even, let's just preview the production here. So this is how the factory production has been done. So you can check the quantity. This is the value, quantity, and the value of the amount. Factory production listing. This is how the bread was produced here. This is how quantity unit 120 cases, cost, and then total is that one, of course. Yeah. So if you scroll down here, you'll be able to see the total cost that you incurred in actually producing this bread. Okay, in actually producing this bread. So this is actually the production, and this is how you end up doing the production of any item. Okay, Now there are scenarios whereby productions can be done automatically, like now this one is an automated production case. But now if you need to do it manually, whereby you just post things not attached to what was indicated in your item sets, then you can do it manually here. And then at the same time, there's also another production which is called dissection. Now dissection normally works for those companies which are operating dailies, especially like butcheries and supermarkets which have butcheries in their supermarkets, in their shops. So this is where you do a dissection, that is a item process. So you can check the quantity of the item. Maybe if it is one case, I just put that there, and then I'll put details, and then I will say production table, then I'll say maybe supervisor 1. Then from there you can see now it is showing me breadcrumbs was produced, and then there are also other quantities of items source of items to be dissected. So you just say save and execute. So this is an item that was actually executed. I've only taken the example of a bread, but mostly dissection is done it's done specifically with the dailies. Okay, dailies and all that you have, whereby you have one carcass, like here now these are production of a dissection, whereby you have one carcass. Okay, you buy one ng'ombe, one single product, you've bought that, and then you produce you do a dissection, and then you produce several also other products here. So that is what you can, the same way also you can be able to do this, you can be able to do that. Okay, so one carcass produces different types of meats with different names. Those who are specialists in butcheries, they know different sections and types of meats. Kuna steak, there is suji ribs, suji, there is colombo, there is what. So those ones also, the way they've dissected it and the way the number of kgs they've produced of those specific sections of the meat, that's when it's supposed to be indicated there. So you'll find the total cost of the main single carcass, that is single raw materials, with the final materials that have been produced, final product that have been produced. So those total costs will have to tally. But I don't know if they also count bones when they are selling this. I don't know, but the total costs have to actually to balance, so that you can add your markup to determine your selling price. Then finally, this is the reports. This is where you do the reports. Okay, there are so many reports, and in the system it is designed in a way that in everything you do there are reports that are happening. Like now there are production reports, there is a dissection reports, there is also a production listing report. If you can just do that, you click it, you can print it, or you can have the same reports that we just saw there. Those reports are actually indicated there, and they are automatically generated by the system. As you are using the system, these reports end up populating at the background, and then you are able to get them from here. Okay, so that is how we do production in the Positive ERP. That is how the production module is done, and this production module can be done even in a branch level. That is, if you have a back office of the same, so that one also can be done within your back office module. Also the production can be done, and that's why supermarkets can actually operate bakeries in whichever areas they are in, because they can do it centrally, like just the way I've done it here. You do a production at the HQ, and then you deploy these products to your branches, or you can do the production at the branch specifically using the back office, which we will discuss it we've discussed it in so many videos. Please, you can check those videos and you can be able to understand how the production is done at the back office. Even though it is just the same concept, it's not different, it's the same concept. And yeah, that is what it is. Otherwise, that is how we do manufacturing, and that is how manufacturing module works within the accounting system. Thank you very much, and have a good day.